good ministers, MPs, a team. And to do that, to have a good team, you must first vote them in, right? We have ministers and MPs and potential office holders all over Singapore and all the GRCs, including the hotly contested ones. And if you don't vote them in, every seat we lose, every GRC we lose, you lose a minister, well, okay, I make do. I lose 2 ministers, harder to make do. I lose 3 ministers, I'm in some trouble. I lose 1 key minister, I'm already in quite a lot of trouble. Ng Chee Meng is in Punggol. He went there because Teo Chee Hean is retiring and he is taking care of Punggol. There's a hot fight there. What does Ng Chee Meng do? He's the Deputy Prime Minister, that's just a title. But he is in charge of the economy, he's in charge of MAS, he's in charge of our foreign trade, he's been talking to the USTR, trade representative, even during this campaign. And he's in charge of our crisis response to survive whatever tariffs and upheavals and trade wars are to come. You lose him, you can replace him. Somebody cheaper? Are you sure you want to save money like that? It's very expensive to save money like that. Please understand. So I hope everybody all over Singapore understands, and especially in Punggol, please understand, support Ng Chee Meng, vote for him, make sure that PM Lawrence Wong has a good man in cabinet who can do a lot for Singapore. The opposition says, no problem. We need more opposition MPs in Parliament. You see, we ask a lot of questions. PAP don't ask questions. What's the proof? He says, Income-Allianz. He says, no PAP Labour MP ask questions, but Workers' Party ask. Wow, lawa. But what he didn't tell you is, the Labour Party may not, the Labour MPs may not have asked questions, but 6 PAP MPs asked questions. Only 1 Workers' Party member did. So, in fact, you don't need the Workers' Party to ask 1 extra question, right? 6, it covers everything already. And when somebody tells you half the story and then leaves one half closed, and doesn't tell you, you wonder what on earth is he hiding? So you open the curtain, that's what it's about. But income was a serious matter because the labor movement had made an arrangement to sell income to Allianz, share of it, and they felt it was a reasonable deal and they supported it. And the government, looking at it, says, well, it meets all our legal requirements, it meets our MAS regulations, I think we can support it too. But after the issue was discussed further and we went further into the matter, the government has found out more things and decided, no, we have to change our mind. We have to say we oppose this deal, we will block it, but we have to change legislation, change the law so that we can block it. NTUC cannot do that, the government has to do that. But it shows we are brothers with them, symbiotic relationship. You make a decision, I look at it impartially, objectively, afresh. There's no groupthink. We understand why you did it, you have to understand why we did it, and we are accountable to Singapore for doing the right thing. Workers' Party had nothing to do with this. When we went for the legislation, Workers' Party abstained. So if it had been left to the Workers' Party as government, then the deal would have gone through because they didn't oppose it, right? Now, you didn't do anything, and you want to tell me that vote more of me in so that I can do more for you. What for? 0 is 0. 2 times 0 is 0. 10 times 0. is also 0. So our system works. And therefore, in this election, I ask you, in all seriousness, not a tactical, not a rhetorical argument, but in all seriousness, don't try to count. Give him a little bit more votes, give him or him, try to get maybe just 2 or 3 more MPs from the opposition is very nice. You will not get it right and we can mess everything up. Just vote according to your heart. You think PAP is good? Vote for it. You think we are bad? Vote against us. Don't play games. It's very dangerous. Finally, let me say something about the dangers of mixing race and religion in politics, which has been in the news recently. The government came out very strongly on this. It's a very sensitive matter. This is the middle of a very hot election campaign, but the matter came up. We had to raise it. We could not wait. Because foreigners have no business to interfere in Singapore politics, and whether foreigner or Singaporean, race and religion have to be kept separate from politics. And in this case, what was the subject about? It's still circulating online, and you can see it, and it's still causing trouble. MPs and candidates are being attacked because they're not championing the causes of their own racial or religious group stridently enough. People are saying, that chap is not fierce enough. I will be fiercer. Vote for me. I will champion this. And there's a foreign political party which is asking Singaporeans to vote for this or that Malay or Muslim candidate on the basis of how staunch a Muslim he or she might be. What business is it of theirs? And even if it is their business, is that the right way to do it? So Singaporeans have to understand that this is happening, realize the dangers, and stand up and reject it forcefully and affirm we are one people regardless of race, language, or religion. Now, this has been going on for some time, but now, after the PAP government stood up and put its position out clearly and acted to block the foreign sites, all the other parties straight away within days says, I also agree, I also agree, I also agree. Day before yesterday, where were you? You didn't notice? You didn't know? Or what bodoh? So, when you go into elections, vote for the party which stands for multiracialism. Vote for the candidates which uphold multiracialism, really and truly and from the bottom of your heart. And if you do that, this system can work. There are people who are many Singaporeans who are convinced that this is the right way for Singapore. Multiracialism, give and take, meritocracy, one Singapore. From the day of independence, in fact from before, because there were people like this, we got kicked out of Malaysia, and because the people were like this after we were kicked out from Malaysia, we stood and we built today's Singapore. And even today, I make this appeal to Singaporeans of all races and all religions. Stand with that ideal. It serves us well. It's good for the minority communities. It's good for the majority community too. If you clash, if politics becomes race-based, Chinese party, Indian party, Malay party, Muslim party, Christian party, Hindu party, there are a lot of such things all over, not very far away. And we fight, we all lose. Don't do that. Know it seriously and consider that when you vote. So, but this election is not just about that. It's fundamental, but there are other things on the agenda. So let us focus back on matters that Singaporeans are concerned with, because a changed and troubled world lies ahead of us. But we are not powerless. We have agency. To help ourselves, we need to choose a good government that can bring us through the troubles ahead.
In 2023, my time in NTUC was up. Unlike somebody last night who says that NTUC is a safety net, a trampoline of a catchment where we lose in elections, it is simply not true. I am elected as the SecGen of NTUC every 4 years, and I count on the mandate of workers and unions electing me into the Central Committee and to be SecGen of the NTUC. Just like a member of parliament, just like the SecGen of a political party, we are elected into the Central Committee and as SecGen. There is no safe harbor. I stand before you because I want to serve, not with any safety net. As ironic as it sounds, when I stand to fight and champion workers' interests to anchor job security, I am, interestingly, the only one without real job security. But in the course of NTUC's work, problems do crop up time to time, sometimes big issues, like in 2024, the Income-Allianz deal. The proposed deal was done in good faith and was in compliance with the legal and the MAS regulations. We thought in the labor movement that it was a reasonable deal. Why? Because in the last 10 years, income's market share in Singapore has dropped from 20% to 6%. There was a real threat to the sustainability of income, especially in moments of crisis. The proposed deal could strengthen income and, most importantly, protect the interests of income's policy holders. A stronger income would also enable NTUC to do our social mission in the wide spaces besides insurance. That was our judgment. However, as the details of the proposed Allianz plan surfaced, the government saw it differently and stopped it by changing the law. NTUC, we could not have known that the law would be changed, but we sincerely respected the government's view and accepted it. Humbly acknowledged the public feedback that we have received. I've initiated a review in NTUC Enterprises so that we can learn the right lessons humbly, do better for fellow Singaporeans. In NTUC, we will do our best. And sometimes, I'm sorry that it is not good enough. But we will learn the right lessons and we will do better.
I hear your concerns and I treasure all of your ideas. I promise to work with all of you to build the brighter Singapore of tomorrow. A Singapore where students don't have to pack their days with tuition just to compete with each other, but where we learn from each other to compete with the world outside. A Singapore where parents, like all of you, work hard, you feel fulfilled, but you also have strength to go home and nurture your children. A Singapore where opportunities don't just go to those with resources, but all of us have opportunities to keep improving our own skills. And a Singapore where our aged parents, I think my parents are somewhere here tonight, where our aged parents don't just enjoy an excellent healthcare system, but we enjoy excellent health and can stay active and connected. Are we there yet? I don't think so. But this is the Singapore that I have worked hard over the past 20 years to build, together with you. We listen hard, we study diligently, we debate passionately, and sometimes we get upset with each other. But we continue working as Singaporeans for Singapore. And this is what my teammates and I promise to work hard for in Parliament with your support.